Last Hera, the 7th episode of Season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, does not surprise us with any plot twists, but does expose the truth, at least in part. Getting tipsy and spilling the beans at a bachelor or bachelorette party is the perfect opportunity. After taking a few unplanned shots of tequila, Belly's intense feelings for Conrad nearly lead her to sobriety. The fact that nobody has brought up Jeremiah's infidelity during their vacation this season has irritated me. After the 3rd episode, there was complete silence. The authors of The Summer I Turned Pretty and Jenny Han should have had my faith. When the stakes are high enough, they know just when to drop a bombshell. Everything comes crashing down for Conrad in a furious fashion when he overhears Jeremiah, Redbird, and their frat friends gleefully discussing Jeremiah's illicit spring break fling. A possibility to express his feelings to Belly presents itself to Conrad out of nowhere as a result of his actions. How could she ever find happiness with Jeremiah? I have been weekly posing the same question to myself since the season began. My distaste for Jeremiah Fisher this season is well known. He used to be depicted as the carefree, kind, and, most importantly, entertaining sibling, but has been challenging to uncover that aspect of him this time. Even putting aside the infidelity and the please forgive me marriage proposal, he has also displayed traits of jealousy, insecurity, and estrangement. You could have thought, up until this point, that Jeremiah was solely concerned with resolving his father's issues and was hence oblivious to Belly's demands. Although it may upset some, it is also easy to grasp. He is, after all, a young man in his 20s who thinks he has all the answers. However, Jeremiah's jealousy reaches an almost absurd level in Episode 7 of Season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. It is my duty to acknowledge Gavin Casalegno. His performance in this episode effectively highlights Jeremiah's flaws, but I'm still not impressed by his rapport with co-star Lola Tung. His brief conversation with Conrad during the bachelor party's pub crawl makes this point quite plain because it occurred before Conrad learns about Jeremiah's love affair in Cabo. This is crucial. The scene script is excellent. The way Jeremiah treats Belly as if she were his caretaker in their conversations is quite domineering. To make matters worse, he forces Belly to take care of him. I feel nervous just reading the text, let alone observing Casalegno's body language, fake smile, and the expression on his face. It's scary in a way. Conrad and Jeremiah have always been diametrically opposed, but this episode and Casalegno's acting make Jeremiah appear more predatory than romantically interested in Belly. Conrad Fisher's midnight love letter may now be thoroughly examined. You could feel the anguish in Chris Briney's voice and performance. It was quite moving. The Summer I Turned Pretty's previous 2 episodes, which centered on Conrad's experiences and escalated the tension between Belly and the eldest Fisher brother, set the stage wonderfully for his disclosure. Conversely, Belly's response to Conrad's words feels strange and inappropriate, as if she were reacting to a love triangle that differs from the one we've witnessed on the show. Since I haven't read Jenny Han's books, I can't confirm whether Belly's speech was directly lifted from We'll Always Have Summer. The peculiarity of the situation would explain it, though. According to Belly, you will never be what Jerry is to me. He will always love me. He doesn't take it away when things go rough. You and I were never anything. This is the most heartless statement I've ever heard, and it doesn't seem to address Belly's emotions or the events this season in any meaningful way. It is clear that Belly is deceiving herself. She just had a panic attack in a club restroom while thinking about Conrad and wanted to tell Jeremiah that nothing happened over Christmas. The wedding is that same weekend. As far as we can tell, she also believes she loves Jeremiah. When Belly thinks about and remembers things, the words, "You and I were never anything," don't ring true. Does she honestly believe that Jeremiah doesn't take away his love when things get hard? Conrad brings up their incident in Cabo, so she may be considering this. Also, he avoided her for a whole year between seasons 1 and 2. It seemed like Belly's agency was being taken away from her again, the way her speech differed from the story. I'm not sure if it's because she hasn't used the first person much this season, leaving us in the dark about her feelings, or because the focus this season has been on Jeremiah's flaws rather than his good points. Her voice didn't come through in these words. It was as if the weight of the book's reputation or Jeremiah's specter were making her utter them. But it was nevertheless a powerful performance from Tongue when, after successfully pushing Conrad away, she breaks down on the beach. Belly is a character that I care about despite her errors this season. The final game is drawing near, and I feel like I have a complete picture of how the rest of the season will unfold. We can't say for sure if that's a positive thing because it depends on the execution. Contrarily, there was a lot of drama in episode 7 of season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. How wild the wedding must be is something I can only imagine. After we've covered the dull details, let's dive into the thrilling tale of Conrad Beck Fisher and Isabel Susanna Conklin's epic love affair. The show-stealing moment happens on the beach between Belly and Conrad. The journey there was fraught with unexpected twists that I found annoying, but the payoff was well worth the effort. After they agree to meet at the beach, Belly heads there at night, but Jeremiah is too drunk to be present. Conrad, on the other hand, sits in the lifeguard chair, his expression one of sadness. Belly only wants to avoid Conrad, but he wants her to communicate with him nevertheless. Conrad proceeds to inform Belly that he recently discovered Jeremiah's infidelity while they were in Cabo. Because Conrad is enraged that Belly is accepting less than what she truly deserves, they get into an altercation. Although he feels something for Belly, Conrad only wants what's best for her. The truth is that Conrad has been putting Belly and Jeremiah's needs ahead of his own for the last 4 years. But Conrad eventually lets himself fight for Belly after learning that Jeremiah cheated on her. In a heartbreaking scene, Belly rejects Conrad's advances after he tells her he still loves her. She sobs her eyes out at last. It's sad to watch Belly treat Conrad so badly, but she clearly feels she has no other option at the moment. When it comes to the wedding, Belly is completely overwhelmed. Canceling now would simply make matters worse, as there are only 48 hours left. However, I am eagerly anticipating the chaos that this finale is sure to create.